Good afternoon and welcome to this weekend's camp. It's going to be a bit of a strange one really. I've really not got my head together. I haven't planned any sort of shelter. I thought about using a tarp, which I have got with me, and ground dwelling, but I've got no idea what sort of shelter I'm going to make. I didn't even check the weather before coming out, which is unheard of for me. I'm very much an overthinker and someone who plans to every little detail, a little bit OCD to be honest. So to come out with no plan and no checking the weather, my head's really not with it today. So, what are we going to do? Right, excuse the dog barking in the background. Yes, Mark and Dingo are here. One thing I did plan, and I thought about this during the week, I don't know whether it's the time of year, you know, weather's improving, more people are doing tarp and bivvy type stuff. I don't know about other people, but my sort of YouTube feed has been flooded with people doing ridge lines. This is the best way to do it. This is how you have to do it. You need to use some star-fangled, super twisted knot that's held in place with 3 titanium pegs. No, you don't. I've used the 2 same knots for, well, I don't care to mention how many years, a lot of years. I've tried other setups, and yes, they work, but I want to keep it simple. And the reason I want to keep it simple, I want something that I can do in the dark, and I want something that I can do in bad weather if I need to do it fast, whether that be putting up or taking down. And although people have probably seen this before, if you've watched my videos, if you've not, I'm going to use this tree here, and I'm just going to show you the 2 simple knots that I use, because why make it complicated? Right, first one. I'm literally going to go around the tree. Got all the long line in my left hand here. I just need 2 fingers, cross, and then pull that tail up, pinch in between the fingers, and slide it through. And there I have just a simple loop, which I can slide up to the tree, pull it as tight as you like. It's never going to come undone. Believe me, it's not going to come undone. It hasn't on me in God knows how many years. When you're done, you've got your short tail. It's as simple as that. I'll do it once more. Just around the tree. Very difficult filming at this angle. Just across. Bring the tail up, over the top, in between the fingers. Just pull that through to make the simple loop. That really, believe me, is going nowhere. In fact, I can pull back. That's like full body weight leaning on it. So in theory, that's pulled it up really tight. Job done. Right, this end is slightly more complicated. More complicated to film as much as anything. So I'm just going to take up all the slack until I've got the tension I want. That's nice and tight. Just going to go under the line there, get rid of my slack, puts a bit more tension on, back around the tree. Now this is the bit I'm not sure how I'm going to film. I will go over the line, and I don't know if you can see from that angle, there's a little triangle here from where that line's come around the second time and around this line. I'm just going to take a loop, stick it through the triangle and back through the circle that I've got in this finger. I don't know quite how well you'll see that. And again, coming undone. It's as simple as that. Well, as you can see, I've put up a pyramid shelter, but I've only been in there a couple of minutes, putting in the ground sheet and that sort of thing. It's too hot, certainly for the moment. So I'm going to have a beer and have a think about it. I think I'm going to have to make a more open shelter. Although it's grey today, there's a bit of wind, we might have a bit of rain. It's really humid. So yeah, I don't want to be in a sweatbox. I need to make something more open. Better have some thinking beer. Modified plough point. That's what I'm going to do. Right, that's the plough point up. Rather than sort of fixed to the tree in a traditional manner, I've ridgelined high from that one down to low on here. I've got the ridgeline running through the centre loop and pressing knot to the top corner instead. Just brings up the centre of it a little bit higher, and also to gain more interior space I've bungeed on that loop, and I've bungeed that loop up to the tree. It looks a bit strange, but inside it gives a huge amount of space. I mean, there's my sleeping gear down that side, no problem at all. A good amount of headroom at this point, because that's the one that's bungeed up high to the tree. And I've just got my bag sitting there. I mean, tonight I'll just be able to poke my chair under here without folding it down. Just loads of room doing this. And weather-wise, it keeps out most things, unless it's obviously blowing right in the front, but that shouldn't be an issue. Yep, that will do. Mr. Mark's all set up. Dingo the dog's having a rest over on the left there, because she's run around in circles and worn herself out. Also worn Mark out chasing her. He has got a very strange setup here. It's something new. I'll give you a look round in a second. Right, let's have a quick look round Marky's new tent. One Tigress Platoon. This is a fresh one, fresh on the market. It's a strange one in a way, because it's like a cross between a tent and a tarp. You can close it right down and make an enclosed tent, but let's have a quick look round. It's got a massive vent at the back there, so that's obviously going to help with ventilation. It's got a small traditional vent on either side. It's got these little rubber caps here, because the internal poles that stick up through a hole there, so they've got rubber caps to keep the wet out. Let me take you around this side. Look at the size of that bloody thing. It's massive. You'd sleep 2 or 3 people in there, no problem at all. So obviously it's all up and open at the moment, but you can just remove your poles at the front, close that front edge down and sort of turn it into a more traditional tent if you wish. But when the weather's not looking brilliant like that, of course, you've got somewhere to sit inside. So yeah, interesting, very interesting. One Tigress Platoon. Waft that fire, Kimasabi. Waft in.
Waft in.
We're having one of those days
Waft in.
where the smoke will go whichever direction you're sitting. I've moved about 4 times
There
now, but never mind. Right, I've just put some water on.
I don't need much for my dinner tonight because I made myself a humongous great omelette at lunchtime. So I've gone pot noodly again, but I've got pot noodle fusions chili chicken. That's a new one to me. Let's see what that's like. Right, let's give this a go. Oh yeah, it's got some kick to it. Spicy chicken. Chili chicken. I mean, I make curries and chili and that sort of thing at home, so I quite like spicy things, but ooh, that's a tongue tickler. Right, the verdict on the pot noodle fusions chili chicken. This one. Very nice. Very spicy. In fact, my lips have gone a bit numb and it's making my nose run. It's that spicy. A few of you have probably had the Bombay Bad Boy, which is one of my favourites. I like that. I think this is warmer, definitely, because that doesn't make my lips go numb like this did. It was still pleasant though. I don't mind hot things. It was pleasant, but oh yeah, if you're not a great lover of spice, be careful with that one. Mark's cooking his sausage over the fire. Sounds very uncomfortable to me. Because he's having sausage sandwiches. Sounds good to me. Yep. And you never know, there might be a spare one for the dog.
No, there will be.
Cool. Sucker. Oh, I've had to put my smock on. Bloody wind has got up a little bit, and it's quite a cold wind. I wasn't expecting that, so I'm glad I packed it. It's not insulated or anything like that, but it is windproof, and it's surprising how much of your body heat it at least traps inside. But yeah, gets more of this warm coffee in me. I thought this might interest you. Mark's just closed his tent down ready for the evening, because we are about sort of 8:30ish now. You know, we're getting sort of tidied up, ready for the evening. That's the that tent with the front shut. As you can see, it's still a decent size, even with that closed down. Let's take you around this side. When you've got it closed up, there was a zipped door on each side. There's Marky.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Look.
Hello.
Still loads of room in there.
Tons of space.
Tons and tons. Yep. Quite impressed with that. That's a very interesting idea. Very versatile. I love it when people, you know, think outside the box a little bit and just come up with something a little bit different. And that is cool. Bedtime. See you in the morning. Good morning. It's 6:30. Bit early, but I slept from 10 till 6, so I had 8 hours sleep, and that's good. That's good. Mark's still asleep as far as I know. Can't hear any noise, can't hear the dog. So I've just got up quietly, put the kettle on, get a cup of coffee, and a breakfast bar to get me going. Never want much in the morning, but just something. So yeah, have this, have your coffee. I'll speak to you in a bit. Morning. Morning, Dingo. You gonna bark this morning? Right, I'll just share this with you. While I was sitting there drinking my coffee, the camera is roughly where I was sitting. This stick here was a little mouse running to and fro on here. He was like hopping left and right and rooting about. And all the time on this branch, there was a robin sitting there watching him. And each time the mouse went out of view, the robin hopped along and readjusted and watched him, see what he was up to. This went on for about 5 minutes. And I slowly put my coffee cup down. As I reached for the camera, they both just disappeared, which is a shame. It'd have been nice to get the whole film. But yeah, a bit of entertainment while I was having my coffee this morning. Well, what a lovely morning for a walk home. Threading your way through the trees in a bit of dappled sunlight. So that's the end of the camping video. And just to let you know, I'm going to do the prize draw for that Zapaz knife that I'm giving away. I will do that tomorrow morning, or at least film it tomorrow morning. So you've essentially got less than 24 hours if you want to enter that. Have a look at that video. If I remember, I'll stick a link at the top to that one, just in case you haven't seen it. And get in the comment section to be in with a chance of winning the knife. Yeah, I'll film it tomorrow, so you've got approximately 24 hours to get on it if you wish, and I'll actually put the video out midweek, probably Wednesday. Okay, thanks for watching.